Stroudwater Research Center was founded in 1967 with the goal to advance knowledge and stewardship of fresh water. Through research, education, and global outreach, we help others make informed decisions that affect water quality and availability around the world. In the beginning, the center focused solely on freshwater research, for which we have earned worldwide recognition. Today, we're building on that research. We educate students and teachers about environmental science. We implement restoration and conservation initiatives, and we equip farmers and landowners with tools to better care for the watersheds in which they live. Because stream health is an integral part of clean water, we believe ensuring water quality and availability hinges on understanding how streams and rivers work. We seek to discover how streams become degraded. For example, what happens to the fish, insects, algae, and other aquatic life when pollutants enter a waterway, and how to best restore such a degraded stream. We need to advance knowledge. We need to establish science-based approaches that inform and educate the public. And we need to implement what we've learned by working with landowners to conserve, restore, and protect watersheds. We need your support to meet these increasing demands. We're successful because we leverage our intellectual talent while maintaining an independent voice. Our scientists specialize in a variety of disciplines. They work collaboratively on research projects to answer tough questions and generate innovative ideas. Our work isn't driven by advocacy, it's driven by scientific curiosity and concern for the future availability of clean fresh water and the services its ecosystem provides for both us and wildlife. That's why we're recognized by the National Science Foundation, which consistently awards us highly competitive and prestigious grants. That's why the United States Department of State routinely sends foreign dignitaries to Stroudwater Research Center to transfer knowledge and stewardship for managing water resources in their own countries. That's why Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has noted many of our accomplishments, including our enhanced monitoring program for the New York City watershed. That's why our education programs are replicated around the world. And that's why teachers return to our classroom year after year to enhance their science curriculum. Ultimately, we're successful because donors around the world believe in our work and support us. We hope you will too. Competition is the vehicle that drives us toward excellence. As pioneers in freshwater science, we regularly compete with scientists and educators on a world stage in pursuit of knowledge and understanding of fresh water. What sets us apart from the competition? Assembled under one roof and mission is an interdisciplinary team of professionals pursuing knowledge of freshwater ecosystems in an unbiased and neutral manner, and we work hard to translate this information directly to the public. Consider this. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania recommended financial incentives for landowners choosing to plant streamside forested buffers as a best management practice to protect streams and rivers because it was backed by our research findings and public reports. Now, other states are considering these incentives for protecting their freshwater assets. We judge our effectiveness as our work is translated into action. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. It's also how we measure our success. We track how many students we educate, how many of our proposals are funded, and how often we're invited to serve on science advisory panels. But we also measure how well our research is received and utilized. We like it when our colleagues in the science community cite our work. It tells us we've started a worthwhile conversation. And we're excited to see that schools and organizations across state lines and across international borders are modeling their environmental education and watershed restoration programs after the ones we've designed. Not only are we a not-for-profit, we're also non-advocacy. We conduct unbiased research with the goal of unearthing truths about how streams and rivers function and, in turn, impact water quality. You won't find us lobbying in Washington, but you will see our findings being used around the world to shape environmental legislation and policy. You'll find us teaching school children about freshwater organisms and their use as water quality indicators. You'll find us planting trees along stream banks in an effort to keep pollutants from entering our waterways. And you'll find us out in the field collecting stream samples in the snow and during floods. All of this effort helps us to develop and test new ideas about freshwater ecosystems at a local level that can then be scaled up to a global level to help manage and sustain this critical resource. We're committed to utilizing sound science as the basis for ensuring water quality and availability for years to come. Our recent accomplishments include planting more than 100,000 trees in the last 10 years, developing the LeafPak kit, curriculum, and network to educate and help communities around the world evaluate the health of their streams, successfully completing a 6-year study on 160 stream and reservoir sites throughout New York City's drinking water supply, and we've conducted research on every continent. Our accomplishments have resulted in organizations and agencies asking us to pursue research addressing today's most challenging questions, like what's the toxicity of water associated with natural gas drilling and mountaintop mining? What sort of bacteria live in streams, and can they be used in fuel cell technologies? And why do forested streams process and remove pollutants better than non-forested streams? Though our accomplishments are many, we mostly value our future contributions. We're always imagining new concepts that explain our environment, and we're eager to develop new ways of reaching out to people to positively influence water quality and quantity decisions. Industry, development, and changing land use threaten our streams and rivers, and these changes are happening rapidly. We have the challenge of broadcasting our knowledge to enough people to make a difference. For example, it isn't enough to build wells where people don't have drinking water, because without educating people on how to keep their water clean, eventually the wells will run dirty or dry, their surface water will become polluted, and they'll be back to square one. The global challenge for all of us is to implement practices that meet the needs of our modern society while also preserving and restoring sources of clean fresh water. We need to respond to the increasing demands for our education programs and freshwater research. With additional support, we could update and improve teaching and lab equipment, develop more and better in-stream sensors for monitoring water pollution, broaden and deepen our communication about freshwater science to the public. We could develop, pilot, and test new and more innovative science-based stream restoration programs on a regional level, and we could replace important but aging infrastructure that support our activities at the center, such as our computers and vehicles. Because our research and education programs are applicable in watersheds around the world, we'd expand the global reach of our education programs. For example, we would translate our LeafPak manual into Mandarin, Portuguese, and French for its use in countries where the availability of clean water has already reached a critical point. We also need to invest in our intellectual assets. With your support, we can greatly enhance continuing education opportunities for our staff to keep them on the forefront of the latest scientific technologies while providing them with opportunities to present at international conferences. With additional support, we would fill the gaps in continuing education opportunities for our scientists. We would expand our training of the next generation of scientists. We would fund internship programs. We would help more landowners better manage their nearby streams and rivers. And we would broaden the geographic extent of our education and watershed restoration programs. With your support, we will do all this and more.